afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Star Cub Review. It's me, Star Cub. Today, I'm gonna do a simple review for probably it's now, undeniably now, it's my favorite movie of pretty much all-time horror movie of all time, Scream 6. Absolutely blew me out of the water when I went and saw it at the advanced screening on Thursday, March the 9th, and then I did another screening of it on actual release day, March 10th. And I can honestly say Scream 6 was absolutely fucking amazing. It blew me out of the water. It was everything I wanted in a sequel. It was very dark. It was very gory. The kills were absolutely amazing. The story and setting, perfect. And all the returning characters and new characters, perfect. I couldn't have asked for anything better in a Scream sequel, especially a sequel to the new set of Scream films, being Scream 5, which was absolutely amazing as well. But Scream 6 really set the bar in terms of being absolutely fucking brilliant. It still has the meta-ness, but it takes a very dark turn, more so than any other film before it, in my opinion. It absolutely captured the nostalgia of the originals while amping up the tension, the kills. The tension was absolutely just amazing. The chase sequences, perfect, absolutely enthralling from start to finish. The third act, brilliant. The third act was absolutely amazing, and everything before that third act is absolutely spot on. But before I get into my review, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell to keep up to date. And welcome to all those returning. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Alright, now let's get into it. Scream 6, basically, the general plot of it is Scream 6 takes place a year after the events of Scream 5, with our core four being Tara, Sam, Mindy, and Chad, now living in New York and attending Blackmore University, and they're in college. And basically from there, there's a new investigation into the there's a new investigation into the Ghostface killings, basically, and all chaos ensues from there. It followed them to New York, and basically chaos and bloodshed just rains. It literally had me on the edge of my seat from start to finish. The two returning legacy characters, Hayden Panettiere and Courtney Cox, respectively, their characters being Gale Weathers and Kirby Reed. Now, I'll just say from the word get-go, Gale and Kirby returning, absolutely amazing. For what we saw on the screen of them, it was absolutely amazing. They did. Matt and Tyler have done an absolutely amazing job of keeping their legacy alive, pretty much. They did Kirby justice, they did Gale justice. Now, the screen time that Gale gets, brilliant. She fits into the story perfectly. While also reiterating that Sydney isn't there, but Sydney's name is mentioned. But I will say, though, to anyone hating on this film for not having Neve Campbell in it, Sydney Prescott in it, I say, I don't know what you're complaining about. It fitted in with the story. Now, I understand Neve not being in it. I fully support her for not being in it and the reasons why. But you know what? Like I have always said to myself and to anybody else, is that Scream 5 virtually wasn't about Sydney at all. It was about a new cast of characters. Sydney and Gale happened to be there. and so did Dewey. They all happened to fit into the story, but ultimately it was not about Sidney Prescott. Ultimately, this was a whole new story that centered around Sam and Tara, being Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega's characters. And then Sydney, Gail, and Dewey just happened to fit into the story quite nicely. So they were the three returning legacy characters. And then obviously Dewey got offed, which was absolutely depressing and sad. I get it. But then come Scream 6, there was already backlash and some people not going to see it because Sydney's not in it. I say to those people, grow the fuck up. I mean, honestly, the movie has made millions of dollars as it is. It box office records as it is without having Neve Campbell in it. And it goes to show you that you don't have to rely on an original legacy character always coming back, always coming back, because ultimately her core story, in my opinion, finished with number 4. And then 5 just happened to continue it. But it was a whole cast of new characters that it was centered on. It wasn't centered on Sydney, being a Sydney-centric story. So, for all those people complaining that Sydney wasn't in it, it's kind of like, it worked for the story. Really, it was Melissa Barrera, Jenna Ortega, Mason Gooding, and Jasmine Savoy Brown as the core 4. It was truly about them, the friendship, them being the core 4 of Scream 6, with Kirby coming into it, Gail coming into it, new character, new people that were in it was Devon Nakota. Devon Nakota's character, Annika, absolutely amazing. I absolutely loved her character. I wish I had seen more from Annika, I really do. But seeing that character on screen, really well done. Tony Revolori's character, there's a twist with his character at the beginning. Samara Weaving, for what we saw of Samara Weaving being the opening of the film, Samara Weaving did an absolutely perfect job. I had some comedy elements at the start of it with her, being awkward, responses to, movie rules and that, which was funny. It was a nod back to different rules from a different Scream franchise, different previous Scream films, so it worked all out. You had, who was another new character? Henry Czerny. For what we saw of Henry Czerny, I wish I had seen more from his character. I really do. But for what we saw on his screen, it was good. Liana Liberato as one of the new characters. She was good. Jack Champion. I have my little gripes about his character, honestly, but for what he did, great. Josh Segarra, absolutely amazing. His character, spot on. I really want to see more from him. I want him to return for Scream 7. I really fucking do, because he was, for the screen time he got and how he centered around in the plot, they did a really good job with him. That's basically the majority of them. Oh, and Dermot Mulroney. For what we saw of him on screen, he was a great addition to it as well. So I honestly cannot fault a lot of them. Although Jack Champion's character as let me think. Let me just have a look at my notes. As Ethan Landry, I have my little gripes with Ethan Landry's character in Scream. I really do. I didn't care much for the character. I really didn't. Other than that, his character, with the central to the plot and everything like that, I feel like they could have fleshed him out just a tad bit more. But everything else about the film was absolutely gut-wrenching. It had real impact, emotion from two of the leads, being, excuse me, being Sam and Tara. Their characters, wow, the emotion that's shown in that film with the two sisters, absolutely gut punching. They delivered some of the most powerful emotional scenes I have ever seen. Same with Mindy and Chad. Their scenes were emotional as well. Jasmine Savoy Brown, godsend. I absolutely love Mindy, and Mindy in Scream 6, hands down, her fashion was spot on, her one-liners were spot on, her commentary about the whole requels and sequels and remakes and intertwining now with trying to outsource that. And yeah, it's just she commentates a lot of stuff that really resonates with a lot of horror films back then to today. So it was very well done. I absolutely love Scream 6. Way better than Scream 5 and way better than Scream 2. It delivered what I wanted, and I love Scream 2, but Scream 6, wow, hit it out of the ballpark. The underground train scene, absolutely spooky, scary, terrifying. It made me feel very claustrophobic. The Gail's chase scene as well, oh my god, had me on the edge of my seat. You have the apartment attack scene. That was real nerve-wracking to watch. It really had me on the edge of my seat. A lot of the like the Ghostface shrine and everything like that, where it has an abundance of Easter eggs to previous films, was very well handled, very well done, handled very well, integrated into the plot really well. I mean, I have my little gripes about it. One of the gripes I will say is the use of Billy Loomis coming back into it, Skeet Ulrich's character that he played back in 1996, felt redundant to me. And in Scream 5, I can understand why they implemented that into the plot. But it was very unnecessary in Scream 5, and it was very unnecessary into Scream 6. It really was. It was bringing back a legacy character that died. And in my personal opinion, it just doesn't... I know she's holding on to her dark past and getting behind the fact that, you know, she's the daughter of a serial killer. But for the timeline that it works in, she had to have been born in... there's a scene in which you see that she's born in 1997, so Billy would have had to have had her in 1996, somewhere in 1996, and she's born in 1997 at the tail end of, or in between Scream or whatever, and then Melissa Barrera's character Sam is born in 1997. There's a scene that shows that she was born in 97. For that to play out and see Billy Loomis, her father, does not make any sense, because she would not have even met him or seen him other than through photos or whatever. But it doesn't make sense that he was shown as he originally was back in 1996's Scream, with blood all over him, stab wounds and shotgun gun bullet holes all over him. It makes no goddamn sense whatsoever that she's hallucinating her father, because she's never even met the bloke. She's never even met him. So that part, I can't understand why Matt and Tyler incorporated that into Scream 5 and continued it in Scream 6, where she's struggling with the fact that she could be a serial killer too, or is heading towards that way. It just seems a little bit redundant to me. It seemed like that was one of the nitpicks. The other nitpick I had was Ethan Landry's character. They could have fleshed him a bit more. Devon Nakota as Annika, they could have fleshed her out a lot more. But the love interest that she had with Mindy, absolutely amazing. I really, really like Devon Nakota. She blew me away with what I saw on screen of her as Annika. Absolutely amazing. The party scene in the start of the film where they're at the party, absolutely spot on. I really wish she had have, without giving away any spoilers, I wish I had seen more from her. If that's not a spoiler, but I wish I had seen more from her. For the ones that have seen it, I'd love to hear what you all think. But I see a lot of people going, the whole scene where the TV that killed Stu back in 1996's Scream, where Kirby and Mindy are having a discussion, and she brings that up, and then Mindy goes, well, if you believe he's dead, and then the whole friggin' internet just exploded, and YouTube it just exploded with, I see all these other YouTubers out there saying they want Stu back. Bring Stu back. Stu's not dead. Stu's alive. Stu's been alive this whole time. Makes no goddamn sense to me. He died. And that's proven towards the final climax of the film. In the third act, Kirby delivers that and puts it deadbed to rest. And even the directors, Matt and Tyler, put it to rest that, it's a nod basically saying that he's dead. He's not coming back, people. Can we get over this? Bringing back somebody. Yeah, it's all great and wonderful. He was a great character in Scream. I'll give people that. But we don't need to bring Matthew Lillard's character back. We really don't. They don't, because it makes no sense that he would be alive. That would be an absolute rip-off of the Scream franchise. It would do an injustice to Wes Craven's legacy too, in my opinion. I can't get over the fact that people cream their pants over Stu being. He's still alive. Bring him back. I didn't even agree when I first saw Scream 5. I didn't even agree with bringing friggin' Billy back into it, because it makes no sense that she even hallucinates him in the first place. She's never ever met him. So that's how they wanted to do it. But other than that, Scream 6 was absolutely amazing. From start to finish, it had me on the edge of my seat. Melissa Barrera, absolutely powerhouse. She delivered some of the most emotional, gut-punching scenes that I have ever seen in a film. It made me feel real bad for her. I mean, I liked her character. I really do. She's an absolutely amazing final girl and main character for the new Scream series. So is Jenna Ortega. She did an absolutely amazing job. She slayed it as Tara in Scream 6. Oh my god! Some of the scenes that Jenna Ortega pulled on this was just absolutely amazing. The same with Courtney Cox's Gale Weathers character. Absolutely gut-wrenching moments. There's a few things that really betray her character a little bit, and I think, why did you have to write her down that line? But I understand the way Matt and Tyler intended it and how it comes off. But in the end, Gale Weathers being Gale Weathers, it still does a bit of betrayal, but at the same time, you have to move on at some point. And how Gale was written and how her character is, I can see why she did what she did in the film. For those who haven't seen it, just go and watch it. For people that haven't seen it, go and watch it. For people that have, you'll understand if that's the case. But absolutely, hands down, Scream 6 was absolutely amazing. The kills were absolutely gory. Don't listen to other YouTubers out there saying that the gore was very minimalistic and wasn't very impactful, wasn't that gory. No, it is actually pretty fucking gory. They went for some of the most savage kills in Scream 6. They went all out. They pulled off some real awesome twists. They went down some new directions while having the Scream core elements that makes the Scream franchise Scream. Matt and Tyler have broken all the rules with Scream 6 and gone out on a whole new leg and gone out from under that. We've got to keep living up to Wes Craven's legacy. They've already lived up to Wes Craven's legacy. But with Scream 6, it really feels completely different to an actual Scream film. It feels like their own film. It feels like it's gone in a whole new direction while maintaining that whole origin of the previous Scream films, but a continuation of Scream 5, basically taking it in a whole new direction while also retaining the meta-ness, the original feel of the Scream films, but really branched out and broken some of the rules and turned it into something absolutely magnificent. It's just something that I thought, oh my god, they really did that. They really went there with some of the kills. They've been really vicious. And no wonder in all the trailers and things like this Ghostface is something completely different. Yeah, it balls to the walls from start to finish. This film is absolutely fucking hands down bonkers, crazy, absolutely amazing. It had me tearing up in spots. It had me on the edge of my seat. It made me just go, oh my god, that is so gut-wrenching. The opening scene rivals, in my opinion, Scream 1's opening. And even Scream 2's opening. In all honesty, if I'm being frank, which I am being frank, it is kind of like, it rivals those two openings. It really does. Scream 6's opening, the twist that they pull off in the beginning of this film, in my personal opinion, has never been done in a Scream film. Well, it hasn't been done in a Scream film. And that's why they broke all the rules with this one, is they went out on their own, broke some of those core rules, and added their own little twist to what makes a whole new Scream film. And the opening was, in my opinion, the way it's revealed in the opening scene, the whole opening is absolutely hands down one of the best things I've ever seen. And it really, I liked that opening. I thought it was, in my personal opinion, I think it like I said, it rivals Scream 1's opening and Scream 2's. Do I think it's way better than Scream 1's opening? In my personal opinion, I think so. I think it really goes to show that if you pulled off a twist like that, and then the rest of the film, you go from twist here, twist there. You know, at one point Kirby's even a suspect, and all of that. They're all suspects. Hands down, absolutely brilliant film. Matt and Tyler did an absolutely fantastic job. I cannot fault them. Although some little niggly pits, Skeet Ulrich, should have just done away with him. Really, bringing back him was just redundant, in my opinion. Jack Champion, could have seen a little bit more from Jack Champion, but yeah, his character could have been included a little bit more. I don't know. Yeah, and Dermot Mulroney, as good as he was brilliant, but I still think there could have been a little bit more from him to add to the character to keep the guessing game going. But other than that, it was absolutely amazing. The core four, absolutely, hands down, I gotta hand it to, they Scream 6 is something special. It really is. Cannot wait to get it on 4K Blu-ray. Other than that, it was absolutely amazing. I absolutely loved it. I'm going to go and see it again, and probably again before it goes off theaters. But other than that, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. This was a long one because I really fucking thoroughly enjoyed Scream 6. I noticed I've seen lots of other reviewers out there that that have reviewed this film and discussed certain parts and spoilers and putting out there that Stu's still alive, the TV didn't kill him, he could be in the hospital and whatnot. Doesn't work. Your theories don't work, people. They really don't. But I've seen lots of positive reviews from YouTubers that I follow that have really liked the film, really loved it. But I will say that I don't agree with some of what they're saying in their reviews. But on the other hand, I know it's their own opinion, and I'm not going to slander anyone for that. But for the ones that outright piss all over it and say that it's nothing without Neve Campbell, it's nothing without Sydney's character, with Sydney not being in it, it's a betrayal and all this crap. She did what she did. She had to do. I fully fucking support her. She hasn't said no to Scream 7, so she could be back for Scream 7. But like everyone has to bloody remember, Scream 5 wasn't about her. It was about Sam and Tara. Virtually more about Sam, Melissa Barrera's character, than it was about Sydney Prescott. So, for all those that are, on that bandwagon that, Sydney needs to be in it, her story kind of came to, I want to say, that end with Scream 4. It's a nice way to cap off a story in that term. Then bringing her back in Scream 5, like they did, it fitted into the story. But ultimately, it was not about Sydney Prescott. It was about Sam. So, ultimately, with Scream 7 going ahead, I still want them to maintain that it's about Sam, Tara, Mindy, Chad, and the other ones, especially Danny, Josh Segarra's character. I really want to see more from Danny's character. Please don't kill him in Scream 7, Matt and Tyler. Please don't do that. Because, just can't wait to see more from him. But other than that, thanks all so much for watching, guys. I know this has been a long one. I really am passionate about Scream 6. Scream 6 broke a lot of rules while maintaining that whole nostalgia of the other Scream films, but it's something new and fresh. It went in a whole new direction, and it really paid off. And Matt and Tyler they stepped out from under the shadows of Wes Craven's legacy with Scream 5. That's the film they wanted to dedicate to Wes Craven. This one, well, I think still Wes Craven would be friggin' absolutely thrilled with Scream 6. I think he could see it as, it's basically Matt and Tyler's film now. They took it in a whole new direction and made it fresh and exciting and kept you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. I really praise them for it. Absolutely, hands down. Absolutely amazing film. Go and see it, people. My final verdict for it, while in my opinion, it's already a fucking perfect film. And I'm definitely going to give it 10 out of 10. Like I said, I have little niggly problems with it. But other than that, it didn't deter me from going, oh, I don't like this one at all. It's just, they could have made a few different choices here and there and added a few things and made some of the characters a little bit more included to really hone in that whole, who's the killer? This person could be, anybody could be. And with the whole New York setting, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely amazing. So, there you go. 10 out of 10 for me. That's my verdict. Absolutely amazing film. I think it's perfect, but it is flawed in little spots. But it's a perfect 10 out of 10 from me. Other than that, thanks so much for tuning in, guys, and I will catch you all with the next one very, very soon. Alright, bye.